Welcome, everyone, to this Spirit Gathering teleconference. Today is March 21st, 2023. My name is Sally Ekaireb, and our topic is Releasing and Rebirthing. We're so glad that you have joined us this evening. This evening, we are going to meet as a talking stick council, and this means that you will pick up an imaginary talking stick before you speak, and please put it down when you finish. This will allow one person to speak at a time, and you will wait to speak until you pick up the stick. One of the great features of a pure spirit circle is the pause, and we can use this as a resource to open space, to reflect on what is unfolding with us in the moment. There will be times as we share among us that it will feel appropriate for me to request that we take a pause and go into the silence and let the spirit of what was said unfold. And then I will recommence the meeting after a brief moment or two. So let us start with our invocation. Let's take a moment now to get settled, to center ourselves, to let go of the events of this day, and begin to enter the deeper sacred space within ourselves. Now, let us imagine that we are joining together, sacred heart to sacred heart, with every other person on this call right now. Now let us imagine that we are joining together in a circle with a light or flame or fire in the center. Imagine a spoke of light coming from the center of the circle to your heart, and for each person on the call tonight or listening in after. Now we are connected, sacred heart to sacred heart. Now let us set our intentions. We listen to one another with compassion and curiosity. We ask for what we need and offer what we can. We deepen our connection with one another and the divine. May this sharing serve us, our communities, and the planet. And so it is. In honor of the spring solstice, my topic for this evening is releasing and rebirthing. As we move in harmony with the seasons, March transitions us from the dormancy and decay of winter into the rebirth of spring. Tonight's spirit gathering will allow us time to reflect on those aspects of ourselves that no longer serve us and ask to be released. Then we will reflect on the aspects of ourselves, our relationships, and our dreams that feed us. We will question what needs to be nurtured to grow and blossom in the continuum. And ultimately, am I living in the oneness of love, the all that is, And do I experience the infinite joy of union with God? Our format for the evening will be as follows. I will share some thoughts and reading to set the foundation for reflection, meditation, and discussion. We will have 10 minutes for silent reflection and meditation, and then everyone will be invited to share. Then I will share additional readings and thoughts about spring as a season of birth and growth. We will take 10 minutes for silent reflection and meditation, and then everyone will be invited to share. Then we will move into our closing format. Stillness, the invitation of winter. As we move with the seasons, winter invites us to pause, to come inside and cultivate warmth. We rest and we restore as we abide in this seasonal stillness. Over the past 3 months, we have had the opportunity to build up, conserve, and draw from this inner well of nourishment. As we rest and take time for ourselves, we are better able to discern the truly lovely beings that we are. If we look to our gardens or to larger landscapes of nature, we see that plants die off and wither in the cold weather and the reduced daylight of winter. The trees and the other plants demonstrate this drawing in of the sap by dropping their leaves and going dormant until the springtime awakens them into a new spurt of growth and blossoming. Like the trees that shed their leaves, to truly reap the benefits of this time, we are often called to let go of people, habits, and or things that do not serve us. When I slow down and reflect on who and what nurtures me, I often find that I have filled my life with what I will call distractions. Rather than be alone or bored, I will choose people, activities, and things that distract me. However, in the solitude of winter, I become more discerning about how and with whom I will spend my time. For I am very content at home, reading, working, or snuggling with my dog. I find that certain relationships and activities go dormant, and it feels correct. Sometimes I discover that certain thought patterns no longer serve me, and yet it is very hard to let them go. It is like foods I have enjoyed eating and then realize that they don't nurture me. In fact, they may sicken me, yet my body can still crave them, even knowing that they are toxic for me. For example, as a mother, I generate my own suffering by judging myself about things I did or did not do, words I said or did not say. The pattern of self-reproachment runs deep, and the wounds are revisited over and over again. Tonight, I choose to release this pattern. Now, in this transition from winter to spring, we have the supportive nature of the universal energy to let go of people, thoughts, and patterns that do not serve us. We have the opportunity to choose a different way of being and acting. We can choose forgiveness and love. I ask you now, can you identify the thoughts or behavior patterns that do not serve you? Are you willing to cast them into the energy circle of the spirit gathering and allow them to transmute into energy that serves the greater good? Can you sense how it would be to feel aligned with the divine within and live from a sacred space? Let's take a minute now and bring to mind one or more thoughts or behavior patterns that you would like to release. Visualize them clearly, and we will call for love and light to assist us as we meditate on that which we wish to release, and visualize how this clearance will allow us to be in greater alignment with the divine. We will have 10 minutes for this meditation and radiant reflection. I will call you back when it is time, and you will not startle at the sound of my voice. Please now silently repeat after me. I call forth the light. I open to the light. I receive the light. I am the light. Good. Let's take a minute to breathe. Move your body a bit so you can become more fully present in your body. And in just a moment, we'll open the space for sharing. So is there anyone who'd like to start the sharing by picking up the stick? Well, I'll pick up the stick. And as I went into this space that I found very harmonizing, I realized that when I go into this polarized state of good and bad and right and wrong, I have forgotten and lost connection with the higher self and the connection to the all that is. And when I paused, and what came to me in meditation was only good, only God. Only good, only God. And in that reality, there is no space to be a mother that is not come up to the sites that she would like to be. And so I put down the stick.
This is Teresa. I'll pick up the stick. I too felt that polarized thing where I was trying to figure out what I was doing wrong and then ask to change it. And I kind of got pulled into that place where, oh, I should be doing this and I should be doing that and I shouldn't be doing this and I should be doing it. And I just remembered the energy of the spring equinox and, equal lengths of day and night. And I felt like, it's all okay. I can just practice balancing, my inward world and my outward world. And in a way, I've had long COVID for 2.5 years now, and I've been in winter for a long time and just was alone in my solitude. And so thank God I'm over that now, and I'm coming back into the world. And of course, I'm not going to be very graceful at when I come out and when I go in. So I just am in gratitude for the energy of the equinox and for this meditation, Sally. And I'll put down the stick.
is Peggy picking up the stick. I, too, had sort of an epiphany. I started listing some behavioral patterns that I would like to change, like not going out and going for a walk after work when I've had a hard day, and allowing clutter to kind of, build up in areas of my house. And I started listing all of these things that I wanted to change. And then I got curious and I said to myself, I wonder if there is a common thread. Is there anything that ties all of these things together? And I traced it back and I did find something. So I actually sent that thing to the light to be recycled and to be to the benefit of all of our relations. And I think that will help me where I've struggled individually to change these behaviors. I've never realized how they were all connected together, and that by going back and finding that kind of root cause and trying to transform that and release that, hopefully it will help me shift these patterns. Oh, I'm putting down the stick.
Veronica picking up the stick. Found the meditation for me was a moment of avoiding, and then it just hit me. Things take the time it takes. St. Augustine was all over the place. Mary Oliver's comment on transition. And it's true, and I've been pushing myself at what I should do and didn't give faith to it wasn't time. I needed more time with the supposed negatives. They're not negatives, they are shoulds, and shoulds are not coulds. And in that knowledge, the wall of resistance is coming down, because I realize I have to accept all of me, and in all of me, I am always correct. There's a self-preservation present to take care of me when I'm not ready to make a full commitment. Thank you, Sally. Putting down the stick.
Yang, did you want to share?
I'm sorry. I think at this very moment, my brother-in-law is dying. So it's just such a perfect timing that I in this call and to hold the space. And I just want to dedicate the energy to his would-be passing in smooth way, releasing and rebirthing. Thank you.
Thank you all for your sharing. As this is the first full day of spring, I've been especially aware of the many changes in nature that indicate that the plants are reawakening and moving into the growth and blossoming stage. While the coldness of winter causes me to contract and I pull warm clothes and blankets close to me, the warmth of spring prompts me to shed the heavy clothing and stretch out in the golden sunshine. From the monotone palette of recent months, new colors emerge. The yellow-green of new grass and tree shoots awaken my anticipation of new buds and leaves. This season of new beginnings brings hope and joy into my life. I listen to the nature spirits and allow them to guide me in my gardening tasks. In a slow, meditative state, I feel one with nature as I nurture these plants, and they nurture me. It is the closest I have come to being in union with God as I understand this oneness. In the Bhagavad Gita, chapter 6, paragraphs 27 to 32, Krishna enlightens us about the joyful existence of being united in truth and love. He says, thus joy supreme comes to the yogi whose heart is still, whose passions are peace, who is pure from sin, who is one with Brahman, with God. The yogi who is pure from sin ever prays in this harmony of soul, soon feels the joy of eternity, the infinite joy of union with God. He sees himself in the heart of all beings, and he sees all beings in his heart. This is the vision of the yogi of harmony, a vision which is ever one. And when he sees me in all, and he sees all in me, then I never leave him, and he never leaves me. He who in this oneness of love loves me in whatever he sees, wherever this man may live, in truth, this man lives in me. And he is the greatest yogi, he whose vision is ever one, when the pleasure and pain of others is his own pleasure and pain. And from chapter 18, paragraph 55, Krishna continues, by love he knows me in truth, who I am and what I am. And when he knows me in truth, he enters into my being. Let's take a minute now and bring to mind the new growth you wish to awaken in your life. It could be simple, like how you relate with a specific person in your life, or a personal goal that you have. Or it can be more encompassing and reflect the shift that Krishna describes as one opens the heart and allows the experience of universal love to come in and abide with you. Visualize your intent clearly, and now we will call for love and light to assist us as we meditate on that which will allow us to be in greater alignment with the divine. We will have 10 minutes for this meditation and radiant reflection. I will call you back when it is time, and you will not startle at the sound of my voice. Please silently repeat after me. I call forth the light. I open to the light. I receive the light. I am the light. Good. Let us take a minute now to breathe, move our body a bit so that you can become more fully present. And in just a minute, we'll open for another round of sharing. I'll start the sharing. I think what probably is foremost in that meditation for me is how fully I appreciated the shifts in my body that I restarting Rebirthing with a woman here in this area. And as she has basically worked on my body, I have become aware of patterns in which I was holding my physical self that were basically closing me down, and especially closing my heart. And in this meditation, I felt a great expansion of my heart center and chakras, and a kind of realignment of the shoulders and posturing. So I now put down the stick. Thank you.
This is Teresa. I'll pick up the stick. I feel like a lot of things are awakening this spring, and I couldn't land on what one thing I wanted. There's so many. And then I remembered that yesterday on the equinox, I had ordered some plants in the mail, little baby plants, and I had been trying for a week to have time to plant them, and it's just been raining every day, and I'm in Southern California. I'm not used to the rain, so I kept waiting for it to stop raining so I could transplant. And I wasn't even thinking about the fact that it was the equinox, and I decided, okay, these plants are going to die if I don't plant them. And so I just made a space in my house and put down a drop cloth and spent a couple hours just transplanting and babying my plants. And I thought, I didn't have to know ahead of time when it was right timing. It just happened and unfolded naturally. And I saw that all these things, these new beginnings, are just going to open naturally and occur naturally, and I just get to allow it. So I'll put down the stick now.
This is Peggy. I'll pick up the stick. So what I was guided to do was to go hunting for all the places where I had that stuck energy, which I had identified previously as being at the base or the foundation of a bunch of different things that I wanted to change about my behavior, about my life. And I went with a giant searchlight, the kind that Commissioner Gordon used to use to call Batman. And I was shining that really bright light into all the little corners in my life. So the energy would get stirred up and the light was cleansing and purifying, and so that old stuck energy could be released. So I'm very confident that, or confident isn't the right word, I'm very encouraged. I think that this may be a foundational thing that I had missed and didn't understand that I needed to do long ago. So I thank you, Sally. Oh, I put down the stick.
Thank you all for your sharing. Now it is time for us to check out. And I would like to invite each person to share or comment on what they would like to stay in their heart and mind as they leave tonight's spirit gathering.
This is Peggy. Sorry.
Go ahead, Peggy. No, go ahead,
Peggy. I'm leaving with gratitude in my heart. Oh.
I am leaving with peace and a sense of wholeness.
Veronica, I'm leaving with patience.
This is Teresa. I'm leaving with calm and gratitude.
Ying?
Yes, this is Ying. I'm leaving with gratitude, peace, and light. Thank you all.
Thank you. Thank you all for joining us for the Spirit Gathering teleconference. The call may be archived as an MP3 at www.tzaddi.org. Phone access to the recording of this call is available until next month's call. For playback of the recording, dial 712-432-1085. Access code 990322 #. We hope you'll join us for our next Spirit Gathering on April 18th, 2023. These calls are hosted by Tzaddi, an interspiritual metaphysical organization founded in California in 1964. Tzaddi welcomes, nurtures, and supports people in celebrating and more directly experiencing their relationship with the loving presence of the divine. Our programs are open to people of any race, color, or national or ethnic origin. Visit www.tzaddi.org to learn more, including a full calendar of events hosted by Tzaddi members. Donations of any amount to support Tzaddi's functions are gladly accepted via the donation button on every page of Tzaddi.org or by sending funds via PayPal to donations@Tzaddi.org. We will close now with thanks and a blessing. Thanks to Tzaddi founders Amy Keyes and Dorothy Blackmere. Thanks to all of you who have been part of our community tonight. And thanks to the Divine who supports us always, even when we are not aware of it. The blessing tonight is a Scottish blessing that comes from Celtic blessings from other sources. May the blessing of light be on you, light without and light within. May the blessed sunlight shine on you like a great peak fire, so that no stranger or friend may come, so that stranger and friend may come and warm himself at it. And may light shine out of the two eyes of you, like a candle set in the window of a house, bidding the wanderer to come in and out of the storm. And may the blessing of the rain be on you. May it beat upon your spirit and wash it fair and clean, and leave there a shining pool where the blue of heaven shines, and sometimes a star. And may the blessing of the earth be on you, soft under your feet as you pass along the roads, soft under you as you lie out on it, tired at the end of day. And may it rest easy over you when, at last, you lie out under it. May it rest so lightly over you that your soul may be out from it quickly, up and off and on its way to God. And now, may the Lord bless you and bless you kindly. Amen. And so we close tonight's spirit gathering. And I wish you all a good night.